Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Connor and Trevor here from Empyrean Productions.
Today we're going to be looking at our recently released short film, The Journey. We've had a lot of people ask us how our production went, so we're going to give you some fun facts and behind the scenes information.
Let's jump right in.
Throughout 5 separate film days, 51% of the film was done in one 18-hour-long film day. We woke up at 5 in the morning, started filming at 6, and ended our day at 11 p.m.
Connor actually brought 9 changes of clothing that day so that each scene looked like it was filmed on a separate day.
It was a lot of changing in front of people and out in the open, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Be like that sometimes.
Be like that sometimes. Backs of cars, public restrooms, in front of people.
A porta potty.
It was...
We're just gonna move on to the next one.
Okay.
So this scene right here was actually filmed twice. Once at 6 a.m. when we first started that long film day, and then once at 10 a.m. Just for different lighting purposes.
Unfortunately, we ended up using the 10 a.m. footage, which means we didn't have to be there at 6 a.m.
Waste of time.
Totally wish I could have slept in more, but that's how it be sometimes.
So the two main actors in this, Connor and Jordan, are actually dating in real life, so it kind of was like a perfect match in the film. Their chemistry was just awesome.
So for this scene, we really wanted over-the-shoulder shots, but it was almost impossible to get them. Trevor climbed into the bush in order to get them for us.
Took one for the team, my friend. The team.
The team.
And not one, but 100 thorns in my side, literally and figuratively. So if you look closely, you can actually see Connor say, in reference to where he got his journal here, he says, Portugal? Literally, like out loud, like...
I honestly came up with that line on the spot, completely improv. I forgot what my line was, so I just kind of did it. You know, after we called cut, everyone laughed, so I guess it
was funny. It was good. And now it's a joke. Portugal? Portugal?
So during the first shot of this scene, it was actually 100% candid. No one knew that I was taking video at this point. We were just having lunch as a cast and crew.
Nice. It's good. So this scene right here was actually sped up by about 60% right during these few frames. Connor took his sweet time getting a water bottle out of the refrigerator.
Which is never really actually seen, so.
The scene was also filmed about 9 months prior to when we shot the rest of the film.
A whole baby.
The whole baby. The whole baby.
Which was actually a whole year after the concept for the video was born. Needless to say, we were pretty slow in pre-production.
Yeah, getting the ball rolling took us a long time back then, but not anymore.
So if you look closely, you can actually see Trevor in the window. You can see his leg and parts of the tripod. He had to collapse it all the way and stand really straight in order not to be seen.
Also, they never took a sip of the coffee because it was quite terrible at this local cafe.
Awful.
Nasty. So, in case you were wondering, during that last scene, we in fact did not use a jib for the dolly in on Connor's face. I was actually very intimately straddling him with my legs and a tripod. It took like 30 minutes, and by the end of it, my hands were literally dead.
So we actually filmed this after hours at a local restaurant. Luckily, I knew the owner and he let us film.
Also, filming at night sucks, in case you didn't already know. Our production assistant actually had to hold this light and she almost got blinded. She was also in the film earlier during that bookstore scene.
She took one for the team. Thanks, Emmy.
Following this shot, Connor actually took about 20 plus tries to throw the journal down correctly.
Okay, well, it's actually really hard to throw down a journal correctly so that it lands flat.
Bro, I will show you the throwdown. I was on the floor for like 20 minutes.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, actually it was.
So during this scene, Trevor and Taylor were actually candidly laughing at a SpongeBob meme, and it took everything in my soul not to laugh really hard. Yet another time where Trevor is straddling me.
Okay, hold up.
Hold up. Hey, oh my, you be thinking we saw, we don't.
This actually is one of the biggest problem shots of post-production. Androids don't light up when you get a text notification, so I had to change my name in his phone and then call him like 7 times to get the shot right so that we could see it light up on his lap.
The only issue with that, though, was that when we went into post-production, we realized that we hated it. I was getting a phone call and then picking up my phone to a text. So, 2 hours of editing later, the fake notification screen was completed. The only issue was when we put in black bars, you can barely see it now. So, that's fine. Whatever. It's okay.
Okay, right here, nothing important happens. So we're just going to talk about the next scene in which we had to sprint to this location for this sunset in order to get a couple shots and see if they would work out. This one that's showing is actually a candid shot. Jordan just happened to lean her head on Connor's shoulder and he put his arm around her, and it just was perfect for what we wanted for the scene.
This scene was actually originally intended to be a car scene. We actually switched it up the day before production. So in all of these scenes where I'm writing in my journal, we actually decided that I would write in all caps because my normal handwriting is not that great. So the man in yellow on the left side of the screen can be seen in this shot and this shot. Continuity error. We had many chances when the doors were open to get Jordan walking on and off of the train, but we only had one chance to get it when they close.
And these silly cyclists could not take a hint. Like, get out of our scene, dude.
Please.
Come on. It's supposed to be her looking all sad and lonely, not some weird, brightly colored yellow bike suit. And your bike sitting on this train behind her. Like, what?
This is how I feel when bikers don't get out of my shot.
So immediately after we did this shot right here, a security guard walked up to us and told us that we had 15 minutes to leave or we would get a fine for loitering. So do you know what we did?
We snuck around. We exited the building, went around to the platform to continue filming.
Sorry, law enforcement. Hashtag
sorry, not sorry. So we only had one chance to get this shot done because the next train that was leaving was a couple hours later and we were not going to wait around.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
So next up, this is the only scene in the film with audio that's not just music. It was the hardest scene to get done correctly because there was a ton of wind noise. The original audio was terrible quality, so we ended up just scrapping it.
So basically what that meant is we had to replace everything in post. So there are 6 audio tracks.
6!
In those 5 seconds, which include footsteps, my voice, the card slapping the table, other people talking, the train noise, and the wind ambiance.
Lots of work for Connor. I actually did not help him on that because I wasn't available, but props to you. I was gonna say props to you, my dude, and then you pull that crap. Betrayal. Props to you, my dude.
Thank you.
Great job.
I need a ticket to...
So if you notice at the beginning of the film and during this shot, the shadows that are moving around in the background are actually not patrons of the train station. It's just Connor and his girlfriend Jordan walking around to make it look like the train station's a busy place. It's a pretty cool shot though, if I might add. It was my idea. They just walked around in circles for like 5 minutes.
Basically. So the original concept for the music was actually created by Trevor. And we took that concept and brought it to my brother, Chase.
Who is actually a much more versed pianist. He's a better piano player than I am. So clearly we wanted him to write the actual score.
He did a fantastic job with it, and we just want to give a huge shout out to Chase one more time. This video would not be the same without it. Alright, so now we're gonna do some fast facts. We spent essentially no money on the film. We did buy one tablecloth, but we didn't use it because the table was actually really pretty.
It's Olivia and Sam. The film was actually a school project for Connor's film class. To enter the showcase though, we had a maximum time limit of 3 minutes. This beautiful film cut to 3 minutes? What? Essentially, we literally had to cut out the entire part of the story where she leaves. That literally cuts the whole true story aspect out of the thing.
So our film was actually shown last in the showcase, which in our minds kind of implicates that it might have been the best.
And that's all we heckin' got for you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. It actually means a lot to us to have such great supporters.
And if you want to see more content from us, make sure to tune in for our other vlogs and short films.
And if you'd like to watch the original film, The Journey, without our goofy commentary overlay, go ahead and click the link that's on screen right now.
And hey, if you had fun during this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit that button as well. Don't forget to put on post notifications so you don't miss any of our content.
And thanks again for joining us, guys. We will see you next time.